Alright, here we go. Let's see what horrors await us today, I guess. I'm sure there will be plenty of them. Where's this save? Yeah, this was the save.
You're on a path in the woods.
Immediately. Cool.
And
We're
at the
back
end
to
of
this.
that path is a cabin.
Instantly.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Understood. I do like that it won't let me make the same decision exactly. That's fun. Let's see though. Have you considered maybe the only reason she's locked up is because she's locked up? Yeah, well, I don't think I've asked that one yet. We'll do that.
While I appreciate the mental exercise we are
I might have already
running
said
up
this one,
against
but
it took
whatever.
a ticking clock. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
This man really is just very...
Causality doesn't
very
matter,
rude.
Because the end
I'm just
result
being
is the same
gaslit by
no
Jonathan
matter what
Sims
led us up to this
constantly,
point.
and that's
If
bullshit.
the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Okay.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphor.
I have asked this because I've seen the chicken ending thing. Okay, whatever.
It's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Fine, whatever. Oh. This one's kind of funny. Sweet, I always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolucion.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Understood.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay. Alright, now the first time I did this, I just didn't take the knife and I went all the way down, didn't do anything. What if I just do that again? How far can I get before it makes me do something different?
And the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
We'll find out.
The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. I'm gonna see how far I can get with the full pacifist route before it makes me change my choices.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Okay.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Not entirely true. I've heard it many times.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
The first time I did this, I didn't do anything, and I just the world didn't end. I think he's really full of shit. I just don't know why. I'm here to save you. Let's be honest. I'm gonna really just try and pick the same choices as far as I can remember from the first time I did this game. I guess it was the happy ending that got fucked up.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Probably. We're in a time loop, so...
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Okay.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Okay.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am...
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Okay.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains. Let's see.
You're only making this more difficult.
For you, not for me. I'm okay with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
Thank you, hero.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No, I'm sorry, babe.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Yep. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around up there. Any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Yeah.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Alright, this
You hear the
motherfucker doing
click of
shit
a
again.
lock sliding into place.
Of course.
Is someone else here?
Return to the bottom of the stairs. Hey, let me out
Your
of here.
shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Dick.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Let's try it. I don't
You try
fucking
the
know.
door,
Yeah.
but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I'm only in this mess because you put me here. Jackass.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
I
raising
knew
her
it was
arm to
coming,
her
but
mouth,
holy
her teeth
shit.
tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her, it's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Like, I've seen that before, but it still is
Or
unsettling.
we could use it
The
to
second
free
time.
her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Okay, I mean, like, save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her.
I still
to
want to
this
know why my
place.
hands are like that.
You cut into her flesh.
Ugh.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
This is, like, literally as unpleasant the second time around. I hate it.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Push the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Yeah, we're gonna do this again, alright.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Alright.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh, what are you doing?
Is it gonna let me fight, or do I get to... Oh, wait, is it... Oh, okay, okay. I still have the warning. Okay, I can warn her. This is, like, such an eerie... Like, this is so unsettling.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Okay.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Alright. I don't like this. Oh, I don't... Oh, I don't get the resist option. Oh, that's fucked. Alright. I, like, can't fight. Okay. Damn. Alright. Slay the princess, I guess.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there? A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm.
The noises in this game are really...
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
Yuck.
If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Mm-hmm. The Witch. Fun. I'm actually... The titles always are very intriguing. I have to give them a lot of credit for that.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either
So
of us have been here.
condescending. I can't with him.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
I think the Opportunist is a new one. I like that.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Cool. I'm just gonna go. Opportunist is right. Let's just go.
Warning. Before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We know.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Let's go. Let's see what new fucked up horror I'm gonna have to deal with this time.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I didn't say anything about the mirror or approach the mirror. Let me see.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Okay, I wanna know if she'll be nicer to me if I just, like, don't. Like, if I just, like, leave the blade, will she, like, well, you tried, you were overcome, it wasn't your fault. What?
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into.
No, I really don't, bro.
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
I like the opportunist, he's fun.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
I don't like the word maw.
The air
freaks me
smells of
out.
dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with
Why
each
is horror
intake of
always
breath.
wet?
If the princess lives here,
I
slaying
need
her
Jonathan
would probably
Sims
be
to
doing her a
stop
favor.
making horror wet.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
That's kind of what I'm hoping, is like,
You
eventually I
can't.
get like a full pass
Unless
of
you
this
slay her
route. Like, I
right
just
away, she's going to break
refuse
free
on
and end the
every
world.
opportunity. Like, refuse
There's no
to slay
reasoning
her.
with what she is.
I don't know how much it'll let me get away
I'm
with
just
that,
throwing
but
ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
eh.
Thank you.
Oh.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring
She have a
from
tail?
amid the
I think
thick
she's got a tail.
roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Yup.
Oh no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Yup.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning.
Right.
Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Maybe we can find a middle ground.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Bro.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. We all made mistakes, right? We should have made mistakes. My feelings are not that happy with me. I'm unarmed. That's a gesture of goodwill, so why don't we talk it out? I died last time. You didn't. If anyone's here should be trusted, it's you. Look, I know. Things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? I don't trust you, not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye. Leave her in the basement. I'm sorry about last time.
Oh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
So we're at an impasse. Neither of us are gonna get anywhere if we can't trust each other unless you want to fight, but I don't want to fight. I'm gonna say that can't you get out of this on your own?
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Back off. Look, I know, things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Bro. Okay, let's leave. I'm just gonna, let's leave. Let's see what happens.
Yes, let's.
I'm trying to be
She
somewhat
creeps forward,
pacifistic on
taking
this
one
one.
cautious
Let's see.
step at a time
I don't
until
want to do
you
kill
and
her.
she are face to face.
One day I'll do a genocide run where I just kill her every fucking
She
time.
never breaks
but
eye contact, even as the two of you
Not this
find
time.
yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
Yeah, that's fair.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
That's also true.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
She might trust me more if I just do it. Let's just...
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
I feel like she's more likely to try and kill me if we
what I'm
fight.
worried about.
If I argue with her, she's more
You
likely
step
to
onto
just
the
fucking...
stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous.
Yeah.
I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you.
He's such an asshole.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
That's true.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
It's not that hard to, like,
But
walk.
the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
Okay.
Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
Oh, don't say that.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up?
Something pop in my spine.
I'm afraid your back is broken.
Mm-hmm.
One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
No one does.
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
Yeah.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any good options. I can't get up your my back. What the hell was that for? I was trying to help you out of there. We were never going to get up those stairs, were we? We could have gotten out of here if we had just trusted each other. What the hell was that for? I was trying to help you out of here.
Maybe you were, and maybe you weren't. But even more than I wanted my freedom, I really, really wanted to hurt you. And you know as well as I that by our very natures, only one of us could make it up those stairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move.
That's not.
Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think she was ever gonna let us both get out of here.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Oh, did she break her back?
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here?
That's fucked up.
Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound.
Bro.
The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Ooh, that's imagery I did not
Is
need.
that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Oh. Okay, we're getting taken.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Okay. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's just going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared. I like the voices. I don't want to be a dick. And it's not the end for them, because they do come back. They just don't remember like I do.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. Finally! We're going places.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. What the fuck does that mean? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Do you think there are people out there? Do you think anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real? Do you have thoughts on this vessel? What's going to happen when you awaken? When you send me back there, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one? Go back, attack the enemy, destroy your body. I want to know about the narrator.
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
I don't know. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is hope marred by bitterness and betrayal. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
What do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
No. The point of awakening is to find out.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are frail and impermanent. You and I are the only things that interest me.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Okay. If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring you? If this is the last stage before completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here. No, I want to know what happens.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Righteous heart, bring the witch to her. Okay. A lot of achievements in this
You're
game.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm just gonna silently continue.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I want to see what happens if I, don't get it, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm here to save you, and then I go back and take it and kill her. I want to see what that does, so let's try that.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Lie. I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
Hold on, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What's your name? I don't know anything about you. From the first person you've seen. Sent here to slay princess in the world. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. But I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me. Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come around.
Thank you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here?
Examine the chains, I'll see what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabinet.
I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement,
I'm trying
but
to
the
go get
door
the
at the top
knife,
of the
bruh.
stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay, well, I was gonna use the knife, and you're a dick for that, so...
Is someone else here?
Good job. Return to the bottom of the stairs. He's gonna give me the knife. I can just use it. It's
You make your way
fine.
to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
I was trying to, you dickweed.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Yuck.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
What, you'll possess me again? Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it'll let me do anything else, because I already did the other two options.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Slay the
Though your
princess.
nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Can we? Oh, okay.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out.
Okay.
We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend.
I always feel so
but
bad
you were just
when I kill
another
her.
monster, weren't you?
This is the end, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Before you can answer, everything goes dark, and you die.
Right. Okay, the beast.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here.
Yeah.
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Alright, let's just go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
Smell. Okay.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Okay.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I've been pretty pacifistic. I feel like I should keep that
No
up.
steel claw. Do you think we can talk our way
Steel
out of this? I don't think she wants to talk. I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it.
Okay, yeah, we can always, like, get it. It's fine.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're
Stop with the
descending into a
wet.
jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You
Okay.
carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
Is that her tail? Does she have a tail again? She sure does have a
You see
tail
only
again.
a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess.
She really is not.
You're not helping. It doesn't
Dude,
matter what she is.
she's like a feral
It only
monster
matters
right now. What are you
she
on
does.
about?
Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Where? Don't you hear that clinking? She's in chains again. We're fine. You're about to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you. We don't have to kill each other. You know that, right?
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
I'm sorry, what?
I guess that's it then, isn't it?
Did she fucking eat? Did she fucking
Unfortunately for
eat
you,
me?
no, this isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place.
No.
A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands
Oh my God, she
scrabbling
fucking ate
uselessly
me.
at your
That's
surroundings as they
crazy.
compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
You spoke when you needed to act.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow
Oh
work.
my god.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. We don't have steel, but we have tooth and claw. Tear through her before we are her.
Can you talk to the cabin? You could have asked me before swallowing me alive.
I acted on my will, fledgling, and you acted on yours. The strong triumph, and the weak submit or perish.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
I don't think we can talk our way out of this. We are drowning in death. There's no more space for words.
You need to want me to free you, don't you? You can't force me to let you out of here.
Every creature craves freedom. You will too before you die.
The pulling returns to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
Let's just...
Like the cornered animal you are, you tear against the thick membranes of her stomach with every part of you that can be made sharp. Nails, claws, teeth, hands, feet.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
I don't know.
But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets. What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The why? Okay. Cool.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
This
I
time,
think
yeah, 3.
this is our third?
A lot more than
That's
that,
bad.
though.
That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
That's just because she devoured us and we dissolved away. We don't even exist as a body anymore. We're still here, though. And if we're safe, isn't that better? She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
I guess that's it then. This is us now. We're the
This is
ones.
so unsettling.
Okay.
This thing watching us, what is he? Why should anyone do anything right now? Is this why liking this why being nice to me? Are you a monster? Didn't you eat me? What should I want now? I don't know. This thing watching us, what is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
Fake.
That's not an answer to our question.
It really isn't.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
Okay.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Had enough of this guy. How do we stop him? If I want to stop her, what do I do? I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop him? I don't like the narrator.
We push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Remember how it felt. Remember to find your freedom. Remember how it felt. Let me see.
We can't go back to that.
Oh.
We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Oh.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
I can feel a thumping, a heartbeat, like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
Gaze at the terror in your heart or bury it now before it's too late. Oh, I don't know. Fuck, Gaze at the terror in your heart. I want to see what happens.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten. I'd forgotten how much it burned. And the air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all. As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be. I don't like this. It's better for us to be the woods. I don't want to go back.
No, I devoured you. I won. I put things back the way they were supposed to be.
Some divisions, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were. A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be.
What the fuck?
At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating
What the
with
fuck?
an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
What?
I feel empty, don't you?
We're just like her, and she's just like us. We never should have left her. I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live. Do we have to do this?
I don't wanna.
You have to. You know you have to.
I don't wanna. I never wanted to kill you, not really, but we can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happened to us. Yeah, that. I want to do that.
Devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming.
Dude.
And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Ignore him. His words only confuse us. Just do it. You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm... fine. Whatever. You cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here. I think we are happy, actually.
Oh.
We might not be a part of her, but being around her is almost the same.
Oh.
Almost.
She doesn't have a lower half.
I didn't think you would do that after everything. It's so cold without you.
Oh. Oh, I don't... Oh. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. That thing reeks of death. I don't want to look at us.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You focus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in the shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh, dear. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. What the fuck? So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces break off like that? Blair, stop asking questions. Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me or something else? I didn't see I wasn't supposed to see this. Was I a part of this place? Where are we? I've met you many times. You've been the same all along.
I haven't, and that's by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Okay. You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
Does it hurt? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks.
I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
I was made to do a single task. Who made me? What am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I'm a god? I don't want to be a god, I want to be me.
You are you. And if you would let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will.
What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
So you do know about the looping. God, or are you a god? I wasn't supposed to. So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. And for all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me, I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
You said she contains death. What is she?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
Even death, or even different from death at all, honestly, it feels worse. Do you know that things won't be worse if I just destroy her?
Of course they won't be worse. I saw a glimpse of a better world, and I did what I could to make it real. Anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Oh, I have no more questions. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As a final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. Do you know what the echo? Did you hear a conversation? I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means. I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles and responds, and then patiently waits for you to continue. I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories you've lived unfinished. Can we really just leave? You're saying like, why is all this falling on me? Let's talk this through. There's not the answers before I can make a choice. I let you out an entire audience. Forget I can't do that. You were always going to become this. That was the point of me doing anything. Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. Say the princess. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go. There's so many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment?
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. You knew me, and I knew you, even more than either of us know each other now. And you chose to be a part of that we. did not choose to end me. We were still one, but we were also separate, and we were free. We were as we are. Will you excise that part of yourself now that you see me from yet another angle?
What's this vessel's statement correctly? Thus you've done nothing but lecture me since my life. I will engage with violence. Address this vessel's statement directly. You were a part of me. I couldn't bring myself to hurt you.
All things are connected through me and through you. To harm me is to harm yourself, is to harm everything. The truth of that moment remains our truth.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. I move and you react, and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
I want to just see what I can say to each of them. If there are no endings, there are no limits. If there are no limits, then there is no difference between growth and decay. I have already come so far. What more is there left for me? See, with time we go to become better. What you betrayed me? What potential was left for either of us to rise above? But you betrayed me. What potential was left for either of us to rise above?
You admire yourself in an admirable hidden life. Lift your gaze beyond moments and towards the infinite depth of reality.
A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers dance across your skin. I remember the violence you inflicted on me, and yet they don't return it. I offer you absolution, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was used to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
But without redemption, there can be no sin. If I'd known what you are, I never would have freed you, and I would sacrifice everything to free you again. And I would sacrifice everything to free you again.
And yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice, so long as you accept me with open arms.
Even when you got the signal in my body, I cleanly executed you, and when I was confronted with your spirit, I hurled you down a bottomless pit. Why is that one highlighted in red? That's not... I want to know what that's highlighted in red for.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you. Your little boy tries to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
I was born that I wish you would both know that I want that feeling back. That feeling never left me.
Then there's no need for you to fight what we are. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand.
I'm ready. I want to leave with you. Stop the fight early and surrender. I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world. That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen?
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the thing you should believe in when you get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here? I'm so sorry you are cruelty itself and I cannot let you exist. I don't know what the answer is. You're something else. It can't be this. Let me clear. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Oh. Which hero are you?
I'm all of them, I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
Good riddance.
Yeah. He really put us through hell, didn't he? That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
If the offer still stands, could you describe the cabin to me? For old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
I don't know what you want for us.
She sounded just like that. Timid and gentle. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
What's that knife for? Have you changed your mind? Are you going to kill me?
What if we just talk for a bit? Maybe we can figure this out.
Sit with her. Are you the same as you are out there? I don't want to be a god. I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this. What are we going to do? I don't want to have to slay you, but I don't know what the other options there are. I don't want to have to slay you, but I don't know what other options there are.
Then maybe you don't have to kill me. Maybe there never even has to be an ending. I'm able to do the things you believe me to be able to do. So make me put it all back. Help me fix the Echo's construct and make us both forget. Help me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up, before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
Would resetting it do anything to help them, the people out there? If you continue to exist, then don't they continue to die and suffer? I don't want to forget you. We're going to find ourselves back here eventually. If we're talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before? This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again. Is there any other way? I take it all back. I don't want this. I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god? Okay, then let's do it. I believe in us. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Would resetting it do anything to help them, the people out there? If you continue to exist, then don't they continue to die and suffer?
If you can believe this helps them, then it will help them, right?
We're going to find ourselves back here eventually.
And when we do, we'll make the same choice. We'll choose to forget, and we'll reset everything, again.
If we're talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before?
Maybe we have done all of this before. Maybe we're supposed to do this forever.
How do you know that things won't end worse? What if when I make my way back here, I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything?
None of that will happen, because you'll still be you, and I'll still be me.
But how do you know that? We'd have to decide to do this every single time, forever. Eventually something is going to be different.
I know because it doesn't matter how many times we've hurt each other. I've never stopped caring about you. And if you feel the same, then everything is going to be okay.
Is there any other way?
I think you brought that knife down here for a reason. It has to be a part of how this ends.
This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again.
But you won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
I don't want to forget you.
I don't want to forget you either. But unless we do this, you'll have to choose, right now, between me and everyone else.
I take it all back. I don't want this, and I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god?
It feels like it is. You wouldn't have come here if you were just going to go back.
Okay, then let's do it. I believe in us.
Okay, if this is your choice, then we're doing it. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand. She raises her gentle eyes to ours, a fondness in her gaze.
I love you.
Everything is going to be okay. I love you too.
Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
Holy
path
shit.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. I'm like, I'm like genuinely a little bit in shock right now. What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, well, I'll definitely be doing another run. I want to get different endings. That can't be the only ending. That absolutely cannot be the only ending. I have to see what the endings are. That can't be it. What the fuck? That was like genuinely sad. I have like a little bit of a knot in my throat. That was like genuinely really like gut wrenching. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I 100% I will be continuing this because oh my god. Like this was really really good and really like hit the good ending doesn't count. So this isn't the only ending. Okay, this definitely isn't the only ending because I just got the achievement. But it's the game the good ending doesn't count. Okay. So okay. There's the full story for the first time. You've also unlocked the gallery. Can access the game, the main and the in-game menu under the Memories tab, and it's full of clues that will help you find undiscovered vessels and interactions. Happy hunting. Okay. So you basically, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play it again and kind of find undiscovered vessels and find the other endings. Okay, so there's definitely vessels that I missed. Because there's definitely, like, I saw credits for a bunch of stuff that I did not get. List, follow us somewhere else, explore, make your playlist, make menu. Okay, I'm gonna call it there because I don't want to start a new run when it's 2 hours almost into stream. That feels like a lot, but I 100% will be coming back to this because that was like, wow, that was genuinely, I don't know what I was expecting from the ending of this game, but that was not it. And I definitely want to play around and explore more of it and see all of the like endings and vessels and stuff that I missed. So I will definitely be playing this again probably sometime very soon because that ending actually hit a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Holy shit. I'm like genuinely like a little bit shook up by that. That's major props to whoever wrote this game. That's incredible. But I think we're gonna call it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Valorant or if it's gonna be Baldur's Gate. It'll be something. I'm not gonna do this again immediately, just for, you know, I don't want to play the same game a bunch of times in a row. I'm insane. But it'll be either Valorant or Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow. And this will probably come next weekend again, maybe sometime this week. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna wing it. Have a great night, and thanks for hanging out.